Good morning, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here to pull some cards and share some guidance for this weekend. I'm just doing Saturday and Sunday for this video, so the 14th and the 15th of September 2024. So while you're coming on over, I want to send out a big extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons for September, my Pillar of Light members, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. I'm coming to you live now from Tasmania, Australia, and it is Saturday the 14th of September here, and the time is 8:20 a.m. So welcome. Sharon's here. Hi Sharon and Valentina. Welcome to you both and welcome to everybody. So if you're new to watching, what I'm going to be doing is using my Oracle cards. These are two decks that I illustrated and created. We have the Speed of Light Oracle cards combined with the Animal Kingdom Oracle cards. And I'll be using this combined deck of 110 cards. Oh, you can tell I've been painting walls. I'll be using this deck of 110 cards to find the best cards that the majority of us need for Saturday and Sunday. How do I know that I'll find the best cards that the majority of us need? I trust. I trust that I will, and I trust in my cards, and I trust in the way I choose my cards. And that's over years of experience. So as we gain experience, we also build our trust in that thing that we've got the experience in. So I trust 100% that the best cards will find their way to the top of the deck. Whether they resonate with you or not is another thing. That will be whether the timing is right for you. And I trust and hope that even something small that I share supports you at this time. So I do recommend that you take on board what does feel right, the things that do seem to speak directly to you, and let the rest go. And think of this as a guide only. See how this fits and if you want to apply it. I hope, I really also hold the intention of offering practical, sort of earthy, down-to-earth guidance as well. So I'm not a pie in the sky, love and light, and everything will be all right. I'm not a showering of blessings and skipping around in joy type of person. I'm a practical, down-to-earth person, and I trust that comes through as practical guidance. So I do try and add elements of tips and what I might do in this situation or with this energy, and hopefully you can apply those things that resonate with you into your life, because that's where it counts. That's where it really counts. Skipping around in joy is not what our lives tend to look like. So I don't tend to align with that sort of energy. So, although it's nice feeling joy, it's not something that I skip around and just sprinkle fairy dust all over myself and others. That's not the reality of life. So I want to get into the reality of life, and I do trust that is portrayed in the sharing that I offer. So whatever you receive, I trust it's right for you, and I'm now looking for the best card for Saturday the 14th of September. Hi Sharon, hi Renee, hi Holly, and Tabitha is here as well. So the best card for the majority of us for Saturday the 14th of September 2024 is this. It's a Speed of Light Oracle card. That's actually very, very funny. This card, I actually just rewatched the video that I did on Tuesday. This was Tuesday's card. Just as I was talking with you and sharing with you, I noticed that this card was sitting on the bottom of the deck. And I thought, that's interesting. And now out of all the cards, this card has come up again. It is Purification, card 8. And it says cleanse, detoxification, and toxins. So again, and in case we missed the memo before, and maybe it's ongoing, so we may not have missed it, we may still be going through a purging and a clearing. Now, in the early stages of my self-healing journey, which was parallel to my spiritual journey, so as I embarked on my spiritual journey, I also embarked at the very same time on my self-healing journey. I wanted to heal things about myself that were holding me back, of various natures and various things. Now, early on in those days, so I've been dedicating my life to this since the year 2000, so for 24 years plus. And earlier on in those first years, and may have even been the first 10 years, but the first 5 to 10 years, I spent every day, several times a day, purging and letting go. So it's not something that, okay, I let go last week, I won't need to look at that or look at what's building up in me for another 6 months. It's actually extremely productive, I personally found anyway, to actually be regularly, almost constantly, but regularly, letting go. Letting go. So there's other words sometimes that feel better depending on what we are releasing, what we are letting go. So we've got letting go, we've got releasing, we've got purging, we've got cleansing and clearing, and also a really powerful one is surrendering. So depending on what the energy feels like and what it is that we're dealing with might depend on which word we feel most aligned with. So this letting go, it's like letting go of our hold, it's like clearing the clutter, it's flushing our system if we've been ingesting not so nice things lately, or our body's having a bit of a negative reaction to some food or something. Then we probably want to be purging and clearing and washing out that energy and that stuff from our body. There might be relationships that are a bit tense right now, or are very tense, that we might find it helpful to do some letting go around. Now, I'm always looking at how I can let go of my holding things first before I will take the step to make changes. Because it's easy to blame other people for how we feel, or other people for the tension that we're under. It's easy to blame others, like that's an easy thing to do. And we might be valid for us to do that, but most of the time it's not. So I've found over various stages of my life, especially when I've made some really big changes, that I've spent probably a good 6 months or sometimes longer just purging and clearing and releasing the irritations and the agitations that I've been feeling. And then if they are still there and they still remain, then it might be external from me now. And then I might look at closing doors. So closing doors to me tends to be kind of a last resort. I want to look at how I can improve myself first. Can I communicate better? Can I listen better? Can I speak my words more clearly in a way that more accurately expresses how I feel or what I'm thinking? That kind of thing. So it's all to me, it's a personal refinement that's taking place so that I can, which again, I call my self-healing journey. And I probably haven't even connected with those words verbally and out loud for a couple of years now, but it actually feels really nice to sit back into that acknowledgement that this has been and continues to be a self-healing journey. I'm not perfect. None of us are perfect. But I might not be as flawed as what I think, and I may not be as perfect and as amazing as what I might think in some areas of my life. We need to find a balance, don't we? A balance in, what is it? In the status that we feel in our life. Not letting things tip over into self-obsession, but also not dropping ourselves so low that we become self-conscious or retreat back from our life. So what requires clearing and purging for you? And are you taking it as deep as you can? Are you externalizing it perhaps too much and blaming other people? Are you holding yourself in victim mode? You might have all good reasons to do so, but is it helping you? And how can you let go and move that energy that you've been storing up inside? So cleansing, purging, detoxification, letting go and surrendering that which is not working about us, that which is not working in our life. What can we do to change? We might have to let our hold go. We might need to let go of our need to be in control and surrender that and see what happens. Trust in the universe. Trust in the unfolding. Stop trying to control everything. You know, that sort of thing. It's not easy, but it's helpful when we can release and relinquish that. So let's see how we go for Saturday. It might be a good time to spring clean. Clear out the clutter around us. So that's for Saturday. What do we need to know for Sunday? Sunday the 15th of September. The best card for the majority of us for Sunday is this. It's another Speed of Light Oracle card. And it's Harmony. Card 43. And it says sound, tuned in, expression, music and song. So this is talking specifically about music, song, sound, that kind of thing. So are we drawn to a certain piece of music or a certain song at this time that really speaks to us? We might want to fill our day, if we have time, or the pockets of time we have available, with music on Sunday. Why? Music can help us release things. If we go back to that purging, purification card, it can help release things that we're holding inside that we didn't even realize that we held. Music can touch us. It's a form of expression and movement, and it's a way we can connect with feeling and things that we're sensing inside that we might struggle to put words to. There is a feeling with this card too of tuning ourselves back in, or tuning ourselves up. So if we were a musical instrument and we played, say, our tuning note, and it was sharp or it was flat or it was in tune, we have to make some adjustments if it's too sharp or too flat to get it into tune. So we might even find that there's this sort of fine retuning that some of us find or feel on Sunday, and it's probably quite fine, quite delicate. Sometimes, and in fact often when you're tuning an instrument, unless you're way... sometimes you're so far out of tune that you're almost hitting the next note, which means you're really out of tune, but it's still so fine. And I know when I played the trumpet, I haven't played it much this year, when I played the trumpet, and I might be a little bit sharp or a little bit flat, it's really just a tiny minute adjustment of the tuning slide to get that note actually on target and in tune. So there might be something really fine and delicate, some things to really just tune up and delicately adjust so that we can get into tune. Now, I see this too as a balance, like getting back into balance, but it's like just a really minute, delicate refinement, adjustment. So what's out of balance, what's tipping things, and what adjustments can we make to get back into tune if we're feeling a bit flat or if we're feeling a bit sharp. Perhaps. How can we get right on target? How can we hit that balance note? And, it might be hard to distinguish that if we don't know what our balance is. So defining that balance for ourselves may also be something to investigate if we want to. So what is it? Is it a feeling in our body? Is it a contentment in our home? Is it a contentment in our relationships? And if something's a bit off, and we might be able to sense it's a bit off, then what do we need to say or do or shift or adjust to get back into tune again? It feels like by the end of the weekend, it'll be nice if we could be feeling sort of a reasonably nice sense of balance, a contentment in some ways, which feels stable. It feels like a stability, a harmony within us. So we might find something subtle yet powerful, like music, like a song or music in general, might help tweak things and help us get back into tune as well. So it's a nice card to get. It also highlights the throat chakra, so there might be something that we need to say, something we need to listen to, something we need to communicate. So that's that Sounds actually quite nice for the weekend. So that's that. I'm going to pull a theme card in just a moment. Before I do, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment. Please share if you're inspired to. And if you'd prefer to connect more privately, then please send us a message through our website. If you'd like to learn more about my cards, you can learn more about these on my website too. You can work with the decks individually, so just the Speed of Light or just the Animal Kingdom, or you can combine them and have a fun, big, full deck like this to work with. So you can learn more about my cards on my website. I've got some events coming up in Tasmania for our 20th birthday. Temple of Balance turns 20 in February, which is amazing. And to celebrate, I'm hosting a bunch of events here in Tasmania. So if you're inspired or able to be here in Tassie throughout February or for a weekend or something, I've got 5 events over the weekends. You can learn more about those too. But if you'd like to learn more about the work I do here at Temple of Balance, if you would like to support my work, please visit templeofbalance.com.au. Okay, let's now find the best card for the theme. The theme card will help bring this weekend together and help us see the bigger picture for Saturday and Sunday. So the best card that the majority of us need in a mini, the best card that the majority of us need for the theme for this weekend is, let's go with this card. It's another Speed of Light Oracle card, so they're popular today. And we have Overlapping Worlds, card 23. It says, transition, sensitivity, temporary, and adjustment, which is funny because I've just been saying that word a lot. So this usually indicates that, and it usually comes up when we're feeling like we're in between things, which I call a time of transition. It's like the old door hasn't fully closed yet, the new door hasn't fully opened yet, and we're kind of in between things. We might be juggling and tying up things of the past, and we might be preparing for things for the future. And it can be usually in quite a physical way. So a good example is moving house, because we hopefully know where we're going. We might have a date set. We're dreaming of our new home, how we're going to put things or whatever it might be, but we've still got to pack. We've still got to move, and we've still got to see the time through wherever it is we're currently living. So that's a great example of what I'm talking about with transition. But we can feel that too in various aspects of our life, especially as we're undergoing change. It could be personal change, private change, internal change, but usually it's quite physical on the outside. So there's a shift that's taking place. We're going from here to there, but we're still here, and a part of us wants to be there. So it's unsettling, this transitional period. It tends to be unsettling, and it's also temporary, because it's like a hallway. We go out of one room, we walk through a hallway, and then we go into another room. So it's like in the hallway. We're not neither here nor there. So it's a unsettling time usually. It's definitely temporary, and sometimes it's helpful to remind us that this is temporary. I'm transitioning, and it's not always going to feel like this. I will be in my new home soon, or I will be in this new job soon, or I will be in this place soon, or whatever it is that we're moving towards. But enjoying the process of the transition. Sometimes we want to be at this other place, or we want to be out of this place, but there is a process, there is a timing that's connected here. And there is a preparation in many instances. In fact, almost all that I can think of right now, transitional periods, there is a preparation time. And if we're not there quite yet, then what can we do to prepare for that? Do we need to pack things up? Do we need to prepare in some way? It could be emotionally. Do we need to tie up some loose ends so it's an easier transition when the time comes? Do we need to get our paperwork into order? What can we do to prepare ourselves for what's coming is basically the message there. So how does that fit for you? And how does that fit for your weekend? Might be worth finding time to prepare ourselves as we transition through, as the worlds overlap, and we make the adjustments that are needed to get to that next step, that next milestone in our life. But we also don't want to wish our life away. So if it's, weeks or even months away, we don't want to wish ourselves there too much because we're wishing our time away. So we could use our time to do other things while we journey towards that door that we're preparing to walk through. So that's that, our theme card, Overlapping Worlds, Time of Transition. So maybe a nice reminder for some of us not to be too impatient, and not to be too impatient with ourselves or with the slowness of things. So thanks for watching. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll be back to connect with you again soon. Take care. Bye.